tremendous wealth, while most citizens either stayed home or earned salaries from government jobs that paid well and often required little work. The official Islam of the kingdom was not any Islam, but Wahhabism, the ultra-conservative and intolerant interpretation that was woven into the kingdom's history. It taught the faithful to be wary of non-Muslim infidels, saw murderers and drug dealers beheaded in public squares, and deprived women of basic rights. The kingdom was far stricter than most other Islamic societies, but its status as the guardian of Islam's holiest sites in Mecca and Medina gave it unique clout among the world's 1.8 billion Muslims. Saudi leaders knew their kingdom's troubled reputation, so the conference had been carefully planned to challenge how attendees saw the country. Guests had dined on grilled lamb and chocolate truffles at private dinners hosted by princes and officials in opulent homes with swimming pools, art galleries, and hidden liquor cabinets. Women featured prominently in the program and mingled freely with men in the coffee shop of the Ritz-Carlton, with no obligation to cover their hair as they had to elsewhere. Slick presentations courted investors for grand initiatives. Saudi Arabia would become a global shipping and transport hub. Entertainment options for its 22 million citizens would proliferate, with amusement parks, cinemas, and concert venues, all of which had long been forbidden for religious reasons. Tourism would boom, with the development of long-neglected historic sites and the creation of a world-class eco-resort in the Red Sea. And in case anyone doubted that the changes were real, the kingdom was finally going to reverse the regulation that had long stood as the primary example of its oppression of women. In June 2018, it would let them drive. The message was clear. Titanic changes were afoot in Saudi Arabia, and the man driving them was a mysterious workaholic son of the king named Mohammed bin Salman. He was 32 years old and out to remake the kingdom, and the wider Middle East, as fast as he could. Seated in plush chairs or on the tan carpet, the conference attendees had come to take the measure of the young prince. Was he for real? Was he a visionary leader who would drag Saudi Arabia from its conservative past, or a rash upstart who would drive it into the ground? Murmurs raced through the hall as a side door opened and the prince appeared. He wore the standard outfit for Saudi men, a long white gown with snaps down the front known as a thobe, a red and white checkered headdress held in place with a black cord, and black sandals. He was chubby, due to his fondness for fast food, and he wore a scruffy beard that climbed high up his cheeks, telegraphing that he was too busy working to waste time on superfluous grooming. Flanked by aides and trailed by photographers and television cameras, he ascended the stage and sank into a white armchair. He had emerged from obscurity less than 3 years before, a prince among thousands of princes, who had charmed and plotted his way to the top of the kingdom's power structure. When his elderly father, King Salman, ascended to the throne in 2015, he gave his son oversight of the kingdom's most important portfolios: defense, economy, religion, and oil. Then, shoving aside older relatives, he became the crown prince, putting him next in line to the throne. His father remained the head of state, but it was clear that Prince Mohammed was the hands-on ruler, the kingdom's overseer and CEO. To distinguish him from the mass of his royal relatives, Saudis and Saudi watchers referred to him by his initials, MBS. He was a large man with a presence that filled up rooms. In public and private, he dispensed with the formal Arabic customary among Arab leaders and spoke rapidly in dialect, gesticulating with his large hands, his voice deep like a growl. He often overflowed with energy, his thoughts coming so fast he interrupted himself mid-sentence. During audiences with foreign officials, he would sometimes hold forth on his vision.